So I thought we should start afresh from EC2 instance only.
Yes.
Yeah, so that will be much of the theoretical part. So you need to continuously revise that theoretical part. But it's okay if you are on for 3 hours. I have no issue. From tomorrow onwards, we will take 3 hours lectures.
Yeah.
So just let me know any doubt you have regarding Lambda.
No doubts.
Yeah, so we have finished the portion that we have discussed earlier, right? Now, so we are very good to start with EC2 instance. Or you can say the web service that AWS provide, AWS EC2. Okay, so as
Yeah.
suggest, it is elastic compute cloud. Okay, so what happens, see, whenever we want something, okay, when we create some machine, it is basically known as a server. Inside the server, what we have some RAM, some CPU, right? And you can say some storage devices, some storage we have to store things. These are the basic things we need to build a machine, okay? Then once this machine is built with the three capabilities, then what we do, we install an operating system on it, right? Either this operating system can be Linux operating system, or you can say Windows Linux system. Any of the Linux system we upload on this. After this, what we do, we enable web services on it so that we can access the website. So we create some web server on this, right? So that we can access the internet. This is the basic machine we create so that we can work on it, right?
Yes.
So this is complete hardware and software. Okay, these are the physical devices we have. You can say hardwares are the things which we can touch, means physical. Okay, and you can say software we cannot touch. Clear? So now
Yep.
what happens, the cost that these hardware takes is very much high cost they have, plus the usability. Like how much time, see, you have taken an LG laptop, or you can say you have taken Dell laptop, okay? Say you have taken the laptop of Inspiral 15. Okay, this version you have taken. After sometimes what happens? See, this what facilities this laptop has? It has webcam, okay, and it has keyboard, it has mouse, some capabilities this laptop has, right? But after sometimes, what the company did, they have created the better version of it in the terms of hardware. Means now they have sensitivity towards the touch, right? Means multiple new capabilities they have. So what happens? The older hardware is now a waste for us, which generates electronic waste. You're familiar with electronic waste?
Yes.
Yeah. And we switch to new hardware device. Now what is the benefit of softwares? We can download the software inside this laptop also, same software, and same software we can download in this also, this hardware also. So software doesn't cost any waste to us. Getting it? So now what people come as a solution, right? They said we can create a virtual machine now. What virtual machine says that you want to use a server, okay, for a limited period of time, say for 10 hours, right? So instead of buying the complete hardware, what you can do, you can rent it. See, renting a hardware, okay, from a hardware shop, you are taking a laptop, say second-hand laptop. That is another thing. Okay, I'm not talking about this renting. Means we are renting, what things we are renting? The things that are required to build a computer hardware, CPU, RAM, storage. So I am renting these things from you, from someone, and creating my own laptop on the basis of rent. Right? So such types of machines are known as virtual machines. Virtual means not real. These hardware devices which we were talking are the real hardwares which we can touch, right? But virtual machines are the machines which provide the same capabilities of a real hardware, but it is virtual. Getting the concept?
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So the concept of virtual machines comes in. Now, what they did in virtual machine, say you want to access X CPU capacity, Y storage you want, Z type of RAM you want, right? So according to your choice, you can select the type of server, or you can say hardware that you want to run your own application. So first of all, what is the benefit? It can be customized. Right? So for first task, you are using this server. For another task or another application or any other work you want to do, you can again create a new virtual machine. But this work you can't do with your hardware which is available with you. Right? For some task you are using this, for some task you are using another laptop. So it becomes very much costly. Getting it?
Yes.
But here what happens, the time, for time limit, say for only you want your virtual machine to work for 10 hours, right? So you will only pay the charge of 10 hours here and the time you are using it. Okay.
Mm.
So what happens? It is a type of pay as you go service. Whenever you need, you can create, and when you are not required, you can delete. So
Got it.
when such concepts came into existence, then what Microsoft people have done, they have created their cloud called Microsoft Azure Cloud. Okay, there they have started providing virtual machines on cloud. Cloud means it is on internet. Okay, then similarly, what Amazon people has done, they also want a virtual machine, so they have created EC2 services. And either you say virtual machine or you say EC2 services, both are exactly same. So you can say if ever anybody talks about virtual machine, it is as equal and similar to the EC2 service that is provided by Amazon. So you can understand that Virtual machine we say in Microsoft Azure, and AW in Amazon services we call it as EC2 service. That is clear? Hello? Are you there?
Okay, okay, yes, I was speaking. Okay. So Microsoft Azure, they have also virtual machines.
Yeah. So they have created virtual machines, okay, and they have imported that virtual machines on cloud. So
Okay.
Microsoft Azure is a cloud service, and Amazon also provides cloud service. So Microsoft Azure people named that service as virtual machines, and what Amazon people named it, they told the name as EC2 service.
Got it.
EC2 service is just same as a virtual machine. You're able
Okay.
to what is virtual machine?
They just changed the names. Okay.
Getting it?
Yeah.
The name they have put is Elastic because we are focusing on AWS. So we will learn about EC2 instance. Right? So Elastic, compute, cloud. Now what these three words means? See, Elastic means changeable. Okay. Compute means which can do calculations, which can perform decision making processes. Like if you are saying 2 plus 2, you give to your laptop or computer machine, what they should give as 4. This type of computations this can perform. And because it is in cloud, that's why cloud. Right? Getting it?
Got it.
So let's start with the theory part, the basic things about EC2 instance. So So what does this mean? Try to understand it that EC2 provides scalable computing capacity. Means if you have taken, okay, the server, okay, small server you have taken earlier. Now what you can do, scaling means you can either increase the size of the server or you can decrease the size of the server. You can do either scale up or scale down. So it becomes scalable. Means if you are, see what happens, try to understand in this way. You have a container in your house, right?
Uh-huh.
This is a small container. Suddenly you require a bigger container. Okay, you can't change the small container to bigger container, right? But
Okay.
work that big container can do, can it take all that is in small container into big container? Yeah, we can, all the things that is in small container we can easily pour into the big container, but the things inside the big container we can't shift to small containers, right? So
Yes.
if we want, so in our case what happens, we have to buy 2 containers. So this is not very much cost effective, right? So what EC2 instance have provided, they said when you require small container, okay, small server, you can say, work with it. But as soon as you want to make it a big server, scale up. Okay, again you need a small container, scale down. Getting it?
Yep.
So the word which says that EC2 instance provides scalable computing capacity is related to the size of the server. This is clear?
Yep.
So another point. So try to understand this now. You can EC2 instance AWS to launch as many as few virtual servers as you need. Configure security, networking, and manage storage. So what three things a EC2 instance provides you? Right? It provides you with a virtual server, okay? Security of these virtual servers, networking properties that you can connect multiple servers together, or you can access it on internet, right? You can manage all the VPNs or security groups and manage storage. It provides you storage also. So these are the key things that is included in when you apply for EC2 services. Getting it?
Got it. Yes.
This point is clear that it allows you to scale up and scale down. Just remember it. Then two storage options it provides you. So try to understand what is the difference between the two different storages. One storage that EC2 provides is EBC, EBS, and another is instance storage. So whenever you create an EC2 instance, that time you select that how much storage you want inside the EC2 instance, right? While making the EC2 instance, that is instance storage, okay? But if you later on want to add some more storage to your EC2 instance, then you can go to EBS service and ask for the storage. Understanding the difference? Okay. Hello.
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, clear?
Can you explain a little bit about EBS and instance storage?
Yeah, so I was saying that EC2 instance, whenever you create an EC2 instance, at that time they ask that how much storage, internal storage you want, right? This is the internal storage. This is known as instance storage. And after EC2 instance you have made, then you want extra storage, then you can ask EBS to add the storage inside EC2. This is known as external source of storage. Getting it?
Okay, yes. And which is better? for
Better is actually what happens. See, whenever you take a machine, okay, they have some inbuilt storage like RAM already you have, right? Say your laptop has 18 GB of RAM or 8 GB of RAM. Okay, this is your internal storage. But now you want some storage from outside, so you apply pen drives, you apply hard disk, right? So this EBS is acting as a external source that you want. This is your computer. Say EC2 is your computer. It has some internal storage with it that we have chosen while we were making this computer, right? Now externally, you want extra storage. That's why you are asking EBS to provide you as with one EBS storage extra. Getting it? Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Is this clear?
Yes.
Now see, when we were making EC2 instance, I showed you that there are some pre-configured templates are available. Pre-configured means they already have selected all the requirements that are required, right? We select Windows server, we select Linux server, we select T2 micros, all those things. Those are known as AMI, that is Amazon Machine Image. So using this image, we create our EC2 instance. Okay. Then comes by default when you create an EC2 account, you can say, with Amazon, your account is limited to a maximum of 20 instances per EC2 region with two default high input output instances. So you need to understand that inside one region only you can create 20 instances at a time. Okay, the EC2 account you have created means Amazon account, you can say. Inside that, at a particular instance, EC2 region you have selected, right? You can only select 20 instances at a time. Okay, and two default high input instances. High input instances means whose CPU, RAM is very much high. For high purposes, we need it. So that type of input output instances you can create two, but maximum of instances that you can create are 20. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. It's a type of revision for you. Like you have already know EC2 instance very much well, but try to grasp the things that are new for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Please ask me if you have any queries, right? So now we'll ask about types of EC2 instances we have. So one is general purpose. Another is compute optimized. Another is memory optimized. Another is storage optimized. Another is accelerated computing or GPU. Then high memory and previous generation. So try to understand this concept. It is very, very much important when you work with the practical life of AWS. So types of EC2 instances we have. First is general purpose instance. Okay. General purpose means the type of instance we select for very normalized types of services we want to provide. Right. Then comes compute optimized. Compute optimized means where we need high level of computing services. Then comes memory optimized, where we instance EC2 instance where we require high requirement of memory. Store optimized, where we require high amount of storage. Accelerate compute or GPU, where we continuously need an acceleration for our computing services. Then high memory, where the only requirement is memory, then we go with high memory. Previous generation means EC2 instances which are outdated, but still you want to use it. Like we are working like with Windows 10, but you want to go to Windows 7. You can find the images here. Okay, these are the 7 types of EC2 instances. Okay, now what happens for each and every task, right? We select a particular type of instance because the requirement of that application allows us to choose what type of hardware we want to select. Getting it?
Yeah.
Right. So every like these 7, okay, works different in types of requirement. Okay, now let me tell you what are the basic features of these type of services. So first I have told you about general purpose. Okay, so in general purpose you will find balanced memory and CPU. Okay, then everything will be in the balance amount, like a normal type of memory storage they will provide you, means normal amount of RAM they will provide you, normal amount of CPU they will provide you, right, in general purpose. Another one was compute optimized. In compute optimized, more CPU will be there as compared to RAM. Okay, so you can select this EC2 instance when you want more CPU rather than the RAM.
Okay.
The third type is memory optimized. Okay, means here you want as much RAM as you can get, means more RAM you want than CPU. Okay, I'm trying to summarize in this very much simpler language so you get it what are the special use cases of each service. Okay, each type of
Okay.
instance. Then comes accelerating, printed, computing, or G. That includes graphics, optimized. Means where you have the work of graphics more, like the gamings. In gaming, you require high quality of graphics to load the games, to work on the games, continuous processing of the games. There you need such type of instances. Then comes storage, optimized,
In accelerated computing slash CPU or GPU?
GPU.
G. Okay. Graphic
Processing unit.
graphics processing unit. Okay.
You have a GPU card with you when you if you're into games, no, you will find there is a card comes which enhances the graphics of your computer, the processing capacity.
Mm.
Graphic card that we generally use. Okay, so it's particular specifically where you require high amount of graphics involved, right? Fast processing of graphics, like you shot the gun here. Okay, this is a gun you have shot. So at that time, the character should fall, and these type of reactions should be very much fast. Okay,
Yeah.
traffic is very much involved. Now, storage optimized means low latency you require. Means you need fast appearance of the, means low load time, you can say. Low waiting time or load time you want. Like one process is going on, as soon as it's finished, at that point of time only the another process starts, right? So no latency time means you don't have to load here, stop here and wait that the another process also starts, right? So low latency where you require, you can go with storage optimized types of EC2 instance. Then comes high memory optimized. Okay, they require high RAM or nitro system. Nitro system means you require extremely high amount of RAM. In that case, nitro systems comes in. Means one is high RAM, that okay, you need a RAM of say for doing storing multiple data sets. Okay, but in nitro systems, it creates multiple RAMs together and combine a control system for it. So where you need high RAM capacities, okay, where you want to process high amount of data, that time high memory optimized type of EC2 instance will come into play. Okay, so one was general purpose I talked about. Okay, when balanced memory and CPU is required, then compute optimized, more CPU than RAM, memory optimized, more RAM than CPU, generated computing or GPU means graphical optimized, storage optimized means low latency, high memory optimized means high RAM or nitro system, you can say.
Low latency means faster.
Low loading time.
Loading time. Okay.
Yeah. See what buffering happens, no? Sometimes buffering happens, or when you on you see this is a web page. Okay, you clicked on login and it's showed like loading, and then after some time another web page comes. Okay, this loading is known as literacy. Okay, getting it?
Yep.
Clear? These types are very much clear to you?
Yes.
Means you get a higher overview, right? Because we have to go in depth, because every instance has multiple options given. Okay, so let me just revise. So EBS, this part is clear. So types of EC2 instance, and these are the highlights of the each of that, means you get a summary about it. Now we have to officially start with each and every single by hand. So first one we talked was general purpose instance. So general purpose instance provides a balance of compute, memory, and networking resources and can be used for a variety of workloads. So this is very much clear. I told you that it is a balance. This word is important, balance. Okay, means equal amount of compute, equal amount of memory, and equal amount of networking resource will be provided in general purpose instance. Okay, now there are three series. Okay, so these are the types of general purpose in general purpose. So these are the three series of general purpose. First one is A series, which contains A1 type of EC2 instance. Another is M series, okay, which contains M4, M5, M5A, M5AD, and M5D. Okay, these instances, and the last one is T series. Okay, it contains T2, T4, sorry, T2 and T3 and T3A. Okay, these are the instances that they provide. See, T2 micro that we choose always is from T series. T2 micro, the free version we choose, right? This is from this series. So always we choose a general purpose instance, okay, and which is from T series, and that is T micro. Okay, similarly, we can select A1, M4, M5, MA, M5A, M5AD, M5D, T2, T3, T3A. Now, how to choose that which one we want?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So, this provides medium and large. See what happens. Let me just tell you that before. See, in general purpose instance that are available in 4 sizes, means the size of the instance. First size is nano size, another is small, medium, and large. These are the server sizes. Okay, so when you want a medium size or medium or large size of instance, okay, you go with A1. When you want a server with large size, you go with M1, M4, M5, M5A, M5AD, and M5D. Okay, and in T series, you will find all the 3. Okay, so this is the micro one that we use, that comes in this nano version. Getting it? How to select which type of server you want? Now, if you get into the depth of how A1, how M4, how M5 is different. Before getting into this, each I'll explain you how to choose A1, what all features inside A1, M4, M5. Just let me know. Is this part clear?
Mhm. So the difference between both the 3 series is the compute, the memory, and the networking resources that they have. Like the M series, they have more than the A series and the T series.
See, everybody has its own quality. Okay, so according to that quality, you can select which type of instance you want.
In what scenarios I can choose the right one?
Sorry.
But yeah, can you just tell me a real scenario where I can choose?
I'm just actually starting with everything. So when we talk about A1 instance,
Okay.
then how it is used, when it is used, what is inside it, we will talk each and everything. Okay. So when we talk about A1 instance, it is ideally suited for scale out. When you don't know that you want a small server, large server, right? And you want to increase your, you are not sure while making the EC2 instance. Okay, then you can apply for scale A1 type of instance. Scale out workloads that should support that is supported by the ARM ecosystem. So try to understand whenever you don't know, okay, like I am not sure about the size of server I want, and in future I know that there can be a chance that I want to increase the size of the server. At that time you can choose this instance because it provides you the ability to scale out your server, and it is supported by ARM ecosystem. This ARM is a company which makes electronic products. Okay, so the services that are provided inside A1 is specifically for electronic devices where we do applications. Okay, so if in any of the application we want to increase the server at any point of time, this is the best suited one. Okay, see, if you want to understand in which applications it is used, so maybe you are very much familiar with these applications, so you'll be able to connect. So whenever you want to create a web server, you can use A1 instance. Whenever you want to go with containerized microservices. You know what is container? You have heard
I
about,
don't know.
you have heard about Docker?
Yeah, I hear about of everything, but I don't know exactly.
See, Docker is a type of container service which provides you a container. I'll tell you what's the container. Just these, I'll let the names first. So, catching fleet means this type says when you need multiple servers at a time. Okay, you have created one server, then there is a need of another server. So you can just scale out another server you want. You want to increase the size of the servers. At that time, catching fleets comes. So at that situation, when there is a need to increase the servers, which is known as scale out, you can go with A1 instance. In distributed data storage, where data is distributed, right? We have a similar data with us. We have this data with us. Okay, distributed means this we have to distribute at multiple places, but the data should be connected. This is the server, and we have extended server, scale out this server and created a new server to add more data. Then we need a requirement of one more server. We scaled out one and added more data. Means the data that is stored in one server is now getting distributed in multiple servers. Getting it? So in such
Yep.
also distributed data stored, okay, A1 service comes into play. Another one, an application that require ARM
So about like the distributed data in the A series,
sorry.
how the A series instances distribute data, the data that they
See what happens. The capacity of your instance is 100 GB, right? The server you have created.
uh-huh.
You got 500 GB of data. You can't store it, so you scale out. Create a similar server which is connected to it, and now 100 GB data is here and 400 GB data is here. So what happens? One single 500 GB of data is divided into two parts. One is 100 GB and another is 400 GB. So this type of distribution is known as distributed data stored. Getting it?
Okay.
Okay. Now I'll tell you the difference between what is container and virtual machine. It is not required, but try to understand it. So it will be easy for you to understand the A1 instance. So this is a virtual machine. Okay. In virtual machine, first of all, what we require an infrastructure. Infrastructure means CPU, RAM, storage. CPU, RAM is known as infrastructure of any of the computer. Okay. Then we require an OS, right? Operating system, host operating system, right? Then we require a hypervisor. Hypervisor is a person who creates a layer on which you can create the application. Okay. Now inside this, upon hypervisor, you can create multiple OS, just like guest OS, one guest OS. You can create multiple OSs on this hypervisor. Like it can be like this. This OS is Windows, right? Now you can create Linux operating systems on Windows. Getting it?
Yep.
And then what you can do? Run the application upon it for each OS. This is a virtual machine, how it works. Now in context to this, if we see how container works, so this is the same infrastructure they require. Right, they require OS. Now they don't require hypervisor. Instead of that, they create a container engine. What they create? They contain container engine means they create a container upon them. So some of the best example of container is nowadays Docker. And one more is there. Prometheus, I think. Prometheus, yeah, this one. Okay, these are the examples of containers which help us to create container. Inside that, you don't require to create an OS. You can directly run your application. You can say container engine you have created, it is of Linux because Docker works in Linux. Okay, so you can directly run your as much applications as you want to run in this container. There is no restrictions. So this is the basic difference between a virtual machine and a container. Getting it?
Let me see.
See, actually, you are not from technical background.
Tech background, I know.
So you'll not be able to get everything in your head straight away. Okay, you need to revise multiple times. Okay, so at this.
Can you explain it? Can you explain it in other ways?
Sorry.
Can you explain the container concept in another way?
See what happens now. Virtual machine. See what happens. This is your laptop. Okay, in which Windows is running. Now, a single laptop can't run two operating systems together. Okay, so that's why the concept of virtual machine comes in. Now on Windows also, after having your main operating system is Windows, but you want to run Linux also, so you can create a virtual machine upon Windows. Oracle provides a virtual machine to you. They provide a software, and inside that you can run your Linux. Now inside your computer, two operating systems are working, and then you can work completely inside the Linux and apply the applications. Getting it? Means this Windows is your home. Okay. Now inside this home, okay, you are creating, or this is the home in which Windows lives. Okay. Now you want to that in the lower portion of my house, Windows will live, and I am providing some memory upper portion of my house to Linux for rental purpose. Right? So now inside a single house, Linux is also working and Windows are also working. Right?
Yes, but what was about the containers?
Yeah.
We have
inside the
application.
container, what happens? The same work is done inside the container, but in different manner. What happens? This is a house, right? Inside this, Windows operating system is running. Right? Now, we here also want a Linux operating system. Okay, we have provided the rent to it. But now, as we can here only run one application on Linux with one machine. Now we can create multiple stories. We means multiple operating system we can download on it. We create some containers here. Say some more places inside the operating system, which are known as this is one container, another container, and another container. Right? Now this container can be of Windows, this container can be of Linux, this container can be of Ubuntu. Okay. Now you can run here the applications of Windows, Linux, and Ubuntu. But here you can only run the applications of Linux. Getting it?
So how is because I never see it in the I haven't seen it in the AWS console.
Sorry? I'm not able to hear your voice.
In practice the AWS console. I haven't practiced the containers and how to create a container through the console.
In AWS, you don't need to create a container.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it is a Docker part. where you need container is used, okay, mainly when you want to run multiple operating systems, right? Like this. Want to run like you want to run Windows, you want to run Linux, you want to run Ubuntu. At that time you need. In AWS you don't require. But to create such system, on AWS, okay, you can use the type of service I told you, that is A1 service, A1 instance type of services. Getting it?
Which can help me to create a Docker, right?
Yeah, so what happens here? If
The
you
Docker is like the container is where I can have like multiple operating system.
yeah, means you can add, see, whenever we download any operating system, okay, it takes like hundreds of GB, right? More than 100, I should say, and time to create to install an operating system. Okay, inside your system, it takes at least 124 hours or something. Okay, like you will install first time Windows to your to your laptop. At that time, you can see how much time it takes to create one OS, one operating system. But in Docker, what you can do, you can create an instance in 1 minute and delete in another minute. Means you create a container, you worked on this container and you deleted it. So time is saved, memory is saved, multiple things are saved. So that is the work of Docker, automation you can say. It is not required that much in your AWS. Just it is like when anybody wants to use any application which contains they are known as containerization. Okay, such type of things, such type of application you require when you want to apply Docker, automation, DevOps. At that time, it is suited that you go with A1 type of instance. You need to just understand this.
That's only for this type of instance, of course. Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
Is
Yep.
used when you need a scale out workload. Try to understand this one. Okay? Clear?
Okay. Yes.
Now another, this was the A series. Now comes M series. Just give me a second. So we were talking about M series. Okay. So in general purpose, we have seen that we have multiple M series options that are available. So what are the options that are available to us? One is M4, M5, M5A. Okay, so we will discuss these three because these are the three important M series concepts. So first of all, we will discuss M4 instance. Okay, what happens in M4 instance? It is a new version of M4. Earlier M3 was there, but it has been discarded. So what happens in M4 instance? Features a custom Intel Exon. So inside this M4 instance, you will find custom Intel Exon. This is a application. Okay, E52676 V3 Haswell processor optimized specifically for EC2. So when you select this M4 instance, three things you will find the feature. First is you will have a custom Intel Exon with E52670 version, a V3 Haswell processor which is optimized specially for working with EC2 instance. So whenever you take any laptop, you check its features. So similarly, when you want a custom Intel Exon E52676 V3 Haswell processor optimized, right? You can check and select the option of M4 instance. Getting it? Hello?
Yeah, I'm on mute, but I'm getting information.
So, what features they provide you? They provide you in terms of CPU. When you select this, you will get 2 to 40 CPU processing units you will get. 40 units you will get. When we talk about RAM, they provide you a RAM of 80 GB to 160 GB maximum. And instance storage that you can only use the internal instance storage as EBS. You can't go with EFS and other types of instances. Getting it? Is it clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Now this was M4, right? M4 type of instance. Now comes M5, M5A, M5AD, and M5D. Okay, how they are different from M4. Okay, so when we talk about M5, M5A, see, you need to know which type of instance you are choosing. Otherwise, you will waste the resources, you will waste your money, you will not be able to get perfect like if you buy a laptop, you don't know its configuration, why you are taking it, what is the requirement. Okay, see, sometimes you buy, you are very much new to this laptop and all these fields. Okay, but what happens sometimes, without knowing the configurations, okay, you buy laptops. So what happens when you buy such things without checking the requirement, without checking the features? What they do, they are waste for you. Like sometimes what happens, you want a gaming laptop, okay, but you have chosen a laptop with general purpose. Okay, you have selected the laptop with general purpose. So what happens, the requirements that you want to play a game is not in your general purpose laptop. Getting it? Similarly, if you want a normal laptop, you just want to access some of the basic things inside your machines. Okay, you want some basic computational things you need to do, and you buy a gaming laptop like with high GPU, right?
Yes.
Then it is again a waste because they cost high. Means if you go and buy a random laptop, okay, with a basic configuration, and you choose a general purpose laptop, okay, and a gaming laptop, say you can just understand it takes $10, for example, to buy this laptop, general purpose. They will charge you 100 for buying the gaming laptop. So if you don't have the knowledge, right, why you want to use the machine, you will waste your resources. Similarly here, if you select, instead of M4 you select M5, right, so the cost will increase as well as the important features you require to run your application, that also goes in vain. So it is better
Yeah,
to,
because I mean they have like more RAM. M5 has more RAM or
yeah, I'm
capacity.
explaining M5 right now. So you'll understand what is the difference between M4 and M5.
Yeah.
So these all the instance of M5, these provide retail cloud infra offering a balance of compute, memory, networking resources, for a broad range of applications. So see, here it was when we were talking about M4, we know that we have a custom Intel Xeon E5-2676 with Haswell processor. Okay, but here they are not specified any of the particular version. They say we offer a balance of compute memory, networking resources for broad range of applications. Means you can use this M5, okay, in multiple situations, right, in multiple applications, rather than using it with, in M4 we were restricted to a particular system. In M4 we are restricted to a particular system, but in M5 generation what they give, they say you can have a balance but no specific company, like here Intel was there, no specific company resource we are using. So you can create your own customized type of hardware, or you can create a own customized type of server. Getting it? Try to understand
Okay.
used, where it is used majorly. It is used in gaming servers. When you want to play, build a gaming server, right? Web server, small and medium databases. Getting it? And the configurations they use is 2 to 96 units of CPU they will provide you. RAM they will provide you. Means see, in every series there are multiple instances are given, and they are automatically specified that if you want a RAM of this range, like you want a RAM of 2 to 96, till 96 you want. In M4 it was just 40. Okay, so you can easily compare what type of, how much CPU I want, how much RAM I want. So by checking these values, you can select your own instance, right? 160 GB you require, right? Now in instance storage, means the storage that they use are EBS, and for high quality they have provided NVMe SSD. This storage is used for storing high computational resources. Okay, so they provide you with this facility also in M5. Getting the difference between M4 and M5?
Yes.
Making much sense to you? Why they have created so many different versions? They think according to all the persons that they're coming on their Amazon website, that any type of application requires specific hard properties or specific server they want. So they are trying to customize each and everything for you. Like what happens? Have you gone to Subway somewhere?
To where? Where?
Subway. Is there Subway in your country?
We have eBay. I mean, sorry.
See, what?
It's a place where we're selling computers, right?
No, no,
And
no,
laptops.
no. Like I'm talking about eating, like food. So
Oh, okay.
say doesn't provide. So say just example, there is a shop. Okay, there you go in. Okay, and they already have breads with them. They have some veggies, some sauces. Okay, so a customer comes in. Okay, they'll ask which we have three types of breads. We have multigrain bread, we have wheat bread, we have whole wheat bread. Means these types of breads we are having, and these are the veggies. These are sauce. Which so tell me which bread you want from these veggies. Which veggies you want? Which sauce you want? For each customer, they are preparing a customized product. Getting it? So here also what AWS done, for every requirement they are asking, okay, you want an application with CPU RAM of 2 to 96 MB, 96 units. RAM if you want of 8 GB, 160 GB, okay. You want instance storage of EBS and NVMe, okay. I have this type of instance, you can select M5 series type of instance. Getting it?
Okay, which is less expensive than choosing 2 M4.
Yeah. Means each and every individual instance has a different property. Getting it? Some will use
Got it.
X processes, some will be used in Y processes. Okay? So what they're trying to give you, a customized laptop they are trying to give you.
For a specific purpose. I mean,
Yeah,
for my specific purpose.
For a specific purpose they're trying to give you. Getting it? Like you go to a hardware shop, say IBM showroom you have gone and asked that, okay, see I want to access some Excel sheets, okay, I want to run Android Studio, I want to play some games in my system, okay, right? So what they will give you a laptop which comprises of all these facilities. Similarly, going to AWS and saying, okay, I want to design this application. I want X amount of RAM. I want X amount of CPU. I want this storage type. I want this networking site. So they have designed multiple templates already they have designed. Okay. You have to go and check which is suiting for your purpose. Right? And you can select and work with it.
Okay.
Everything makes sense to you?
Yep.
Clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
So now the T series we will go on. So the versions were T2, 3.3 and T3A instances. So these instances provide a baseline level of CPU performance with the ability to burst to a higher level when required by your. Okay, so what they're trying to say, provides a baseline level of CPU performance, like moderate, you can say. Okay, moderate type of base CPU performance with the ability to burst to higher performance. Burst to higher level means they're providing. See, this is the level. Just try to understand. It is starting from 0 and it is going to some CPU performance to 8. Okay, so generally they provide you of this type of RAM. Okay, say 2 to 8 CPU. Okay, units of CPU. Okay, this is the moderate range they provide you for the CPU. But what you can do, you can burst to higher levels. If you want to increase this type of RAM from 2 to 8, you want to increase from 2 to 16. Okay, they provide you with this facility also. Means you can change the amount of CPU you are using according to your required workload. As the workload increases, you can change the capacity of your CPU in T series. In M series and A series, you can't do that. Once you have selected a CPU, it is selected. Getting it? Then either you have to add a new server in A, okay, you can scale out, right? Or you can change the configuration in M. But only CPU you can't increase. Getting it?
Uh-huh.
And unlimited instances can sustain high CPU performance for any period of time whenever required. So they provide you with unlimited instances, can sustain high CPU performance for any period of time whenever required. Means at any point of time it is required to burst your CPU performance. You can automatically do. There is no limit to instances. You can increase multiple instances or you can increase multiple times. You can increase your CPU size as per your requirement. Getting it?
Okay, got it.
They provide you. So CPU they provide you is 2 to 8 units, and RAM they provide you 0.5 to 32 GB. Okay, and they are used They are used when you want to create a website or web app, and you want to go with code repositories. Means you just want to run your codes. Okay. Development. You want to do the development of any software, build any software, or test any software. In that case also this can work. It can work with microservices. Microservices are the services that are used internally. They have to change the configuration of a system. Okay, that time microservices comes in. This is DevOps. Okay, this is like coding part, you can say, building programs. This is very much clear. And microservices, see, it is not of your use. That's why I'm not telling you. But whenever you feel the use of microservices in your, it is a like in software development companies, we create microservices. We work on microservices. Okay.
Okay.
So they uses it. This part is clear about the three things I told you about general purpose.
Yes.
So this slide we have started. So here we have talked about general purpose, where balance of compute, memory and network is the basic. That in all the series of this, you will find this balance, okay, in general purpose. Now, then also they are divided into three series. One is A series, another is M series, and T series. We have seen the instances that are available are of four sizes: nano, small, medium, and large. A series have medium and large, M series have only large, and T series works with micro and all the services that are present.
Got it.
Then after that, we have seen A1 instance. Okay, the basic property of A1 is that it can scale out, scale work out, okay, and it is used with ARM ecosystems. Then comes M series. In M series, we have seen we have M4, M5, M5A, M5AD, and M5D. Okay, so in M4 specifically, what we do, we have a custom Intel Exxon E5 62676 V3 Hashwell processor optimized for EC2. It provides you this much of RAM, this much of CPU, and internal storage is EPS. Then we have seen the generations of all the M5 instances. Okay, the basic property is it is ideal for offering compute memory and network resources for broad range of applications. Multiple applications you can deploy on this M5, right? So, gaming servers, web servers, small or medium databases you can manage on M5 instances.
Okay.
I have seen with T series, T2 series, T3 series, and T3A series. It is these all works on same concept. We have discussed like baseline level of CPU performance. They will provide you with the ability of a burst to a higher level when required, unlimited access. Okay, and the CPU they will provide you with is with 2 to 8 units, and RAM they will provide you 0.2 to 32 GB. Okay, the general purpose is now very much clear.
Yes.
Okay, next we have to start with another. So the second type of EC2 instance we have is compute optimized instance. That is C series. Okay, so remember it like compute C and this C. Okay, in general purpose, three series comes. Okay, A, M, and T. Okay, and in compute optimization, optimized instance, C series comes in. So what it says compute optimized. See, I'm trying to give you as much detailed as AWS lecture you can have, so that you have fully prepared for a theoretical exam. So if you feel anything is missing from your syllabus, or you have heard about it, about EC2, and I'm not covering it, please let me know, okay? I'll add that.
Okay.
So compute optimized instance are ideal for compute bound applications. Okay, that benefit from high performance processor. So what they're trying to say in C, it is ideal for compute bound application where you have to do multiple computing services. Computing means some of the calculations, decision making you want to do. Okay, such type of computation things you want to do, and that increases the high performance processor, where you require high performance processor, that you have given the input. Okay, just try to understand me. You have given some input. Okay, the input is that I want to add 2 plus 2. Okay, you have given this to inside your laptop. Now the processor will process the output. So we want that as I inputs 2 plus 2, they will say, okay, 2 plus 2 is equals to 4 as output. Okay, so for doing such calculations, such computing, making some decisions, right, we require high performance processor, so that as soon as we input, they take a decision and gives us the output. So the faster the CPU is, means higher the performance of the processor, easily and in less time they will give us the result. If the processor is slow, if you see, whenever you click on Windows, okay, and these are the icons on Windows you will see, okay, and if you go mouse and click on this icon, okay, if you click and it opens, okay, within 1 second, then your processor is good. But if it gets slow, means either your storage capacity has filled, either you have to increase your CPU capacity. Okay, so the time we are giving the input and they are giving the output, the thing which is between them, process, the time they are taking for the process, and when we require high performance, at that time you can go with compute customized instances. Getting it?
Got it.
So one type is C5 instance inside this. So what C5 instance says, they are optimized for compute intensive workloads and delivers cost effective at a low price per compute ratio. And this powered by AWS Nitro system. So when we specifically talk about C5 instance, okay, it is optimized for compute intensive workloads where computation is very much intensive, means we need to high computing resources and deliver cost effective high performance at low price. Okay, per compute ratio means the ratio should be like the cost versus compute ratio. Okay, like you are processing 5 inputs you are given, and the cost they are charging 1. So the ratio will be 1:5. For 5 what you can say inputs or processing, they are charging only 1 rupees or $1. Okay, so this should be less. Okay, at that time you can go with C5 instance. When you want to do only high performance computing services at low price, you can go with it. It is powered by, means the power that you are providing, the processor that you will be providing to this type of instance is from AWS Nitro system. See what AWS Nitro system is? It is a service which provides you high processing capacities. So this service will integrate with C5 instance and provide you with high processing. Getting it?
Got it.
In this C5 instance, the CPU that we use is 2272 units. RAM that we use, they provide us is 4 to 192 GB. Network bandwidth means the network you can send your data is up to 25 gigabytes per second, means you can only send 25 gigabytes in 1 second. Okay, and instance storage, you can go with EBS only because they are providing you with the NVMe SSD. This is the extra service they are providing, storage service they are providing for storing high amount of data. See, when you do processing of anything, if you're doing a high amount of processing, which means you require storage also to store that data. That's why they are providing you with high storage. This means they are providing you with high storage capacities also. Getting it? Now, in which use cases in which you can use C5 instance. Okay, when you want high performance web server. Okay, in gaming you can use this because in gaming we need at instance you click on one button or you press any button. At that time only we need a fast processing unit. We need fast outcomes, right? In gaming you can use video encoding. You can use, like you are creating a video, so at particular time the video should be created easily and you can enhance the performance of the video creation. Now
that's with the C5 instance. It's good for gaming.
what you're saying?
The C for the C5 instances is good for gaming
Yeah.
because it has a high performance, high CPU.
Now some notes about it. Some things you need to remember about C5 instance. So it C5 supports maximum of 25 EBS volume. So only 25 EBS volume you can have when you use C5. C5 use elastic network adapter. C5 use new EC2 hypervisor. Means they will what there is a case, okay, one EC2 is working, okay, one EC2 is working, but sometimes you need a virtual machine upon it. So they will create a hypervisor for you on which they can create another EC2 instance because they need high performance, right? So that they can perform on both the EC2 instance simultaneously. Okay. So
Got it.
support high performance web server gaming and video encoding. C5 supports maximum of 25 EBS volume. Elastic network adapter is the one when you use to connect two regions to or you want to connect the complete server with internet. So sometimes we require to connect our online server with our local server. That time you can use network adapters and EC2 hypervise. I told you it is similar as when you create virtual machines. Is this part clear to you?
Yep.
This was the, so till now we have seen, see, in types of instances, we have seen two. One is general purpose, right? Another we have seen is right now compute optimized. Okay. In this we have seen three things: A1, M4, M5 and its versions, and T2, T3 and its versions. Okay. In optimize we have seen only CE5. This part is clear?
Yep.
Till here everything is okay. Now let's start with the third type of instance. Okay, these are the two types. Now the third type comes in, which is memory
Oh.
optimized. So this is very much comparative study you need to do with the memory optimized. So it has three series. One is R series. Okay. Another is X series and Z series. These are the three series they have in memory optimization. So let's learn about each and everything. So the third type we are taking is memory optimized. Okay. Inside this memory optimized, now let's understand first what is memory optimized instance. So memory optimized instances are designed to deliver fast performance for workloads that process large data sets in memory. Okay, so we have seen in compute that we use compute optimized when we require data, when we require a EC2 instance which needs to compute the services faster or high performance we require. Now, when do we require memory optimized? It is designed to deliver fast performance for workloads that process large data sets. Means if you have a humongous amount of data, okay, and you want to process that data, say you have 1000 terabytes of data, 100 terabytes of data. You want to process that data and generate some output, right? Or you have to just enter this type of data and this will read it in the memory optimized and you want the output. So whenever see, it happens when continuous data is generated, okay, real-time data is generated, and it daily, if you see, Google generates numerous amount of data, Facebook generates numerous amount of data. So we don't want to, the people who are in Google or Amazon or people who are maintaining this data set, okay, they use them later, okay, but daily it is generating. So we need a system which can manage them or which can store them. For that purpose, we have created databases, right? But this database needs to be stored inside a computing unit, or you can say inside a instance. So what type of instance we require when we have used databases? In such conditions, we will go with memory optimized instances. Getting it?
Okay.
Making sense? The difference between the above two and this one?
Yeah, because memory optimized is especially for databases. If
Not databases generally, but any type of data which is generated. Obviously, they will be stored in some database, right? In the end, see what happens. Data is generated, okay? Then data sets are made, and with that data sets, databases are made. So you can say data sets. There are like millions of data sets we have. Okay, and to store that data inside this database also, we need to hold this data somewhere so that we can maintain this data set into a database. We can create tables, we can store them in any form, word, graphical forms or word, visual forms, okay? So that time also we need to store this data somewhere, right? So we need a application, or we need an instance, or you can say a server in which this data goes in, processes itself, and can be stored in the databases. So this server that we require, we can take as
memory optimized.
optimized server instance in case of EC2. Clear?
Okay.
Now we have talked that there are three series: R series, X series, and Z series. Okay, in this, what instances comes in? R4, R5, R5A, R5AD, and R5D. So these are all the instances of R series. In X comes X1 and X1E. These two comes in X series. And in Z1, it comes Z1D instance. Okay? Now, what is the difference between R, X and try to understand in differentiative format? So the difference between three of them, I'll explain you in the differentiative format so you understand better. Okay, try to compare the three of them. So in R series, what we do, see, when we take a complete inside one block, if you understand, this is memory optimized. Okay, so all of the three series have one thing in common, that whenever any such data comes in which require high memory, and with that high memory requirement, it performs better. Okay, then any of the three series we can go with. This is clear?
Yep.
Now inside these three series, okay, what are the difference between each and every series that we need to understand?
Okay.
So let's start with R series. So it gives you high performance relational data you can store in it, like that is MySQL and NoSQL, like MongoDB, Cassandra. Cassandra is of Facebook, okay,
Okay.
of databases. Okay. And it is, if you select this, it is well suited for high performance data set. High performance database, you can say. High performance database, memory intensive enterprises application, relational database workloads, SAP, HANA type of things. And this one, Z1, it is used for high frequency Z1D delivery, a sustained or core frequencies of up to 40 gigahertz, the fastest of any cloud instance. So these are the areas, or these are the specifications in which these things can be used. So if we understand, it is used for high performance R series, relation database you want to store, NoSQL database you want to store, go with R series. Okay, and it is well suited for high performance databases. Means the database you need to do some more calculations. You want to change some databases, add new tables multiple times. Okay, memory intensive enterprise applications which usually runs on memory. Okay, relational database workloads, SAP and HANA, these are the applications used for storing data. Okay, here you can use X series. And when we talk about Z series, it is a high frequency delivery for sustained all core frequency. Frequency means how frequent the data is coming. Like when we generate real time data, it is like one byte of data is coming in 0.5 milliseconds. Okay, so the processing of data, storing of data should be very much fast so that we can collect all the data. We don't miss any data, right? So it provides that fast. So in applications where your data is coming very much with high frequency, it is coming very much fast, it is coming, then you can go with Z series. So it is the Z series, the fastest of all cloud instances. Okay, it is the fastest instance which provide you storing or managing of data in terms of memory. So in speed,
Okay, in terms of memory.
These
Okay.
is clear?
Yep. The fastest.
So another point you can understand. Provides you distributed depth scale, cache, stores that provide in memory caching of key value type data. So distributed web scale cache stores that provides in memory caching of key type value. Means there is a data of key value type. Okay, so the data in any of the databases. Okay, if you have a data with key value pairs, you can use the instance R series. Okay, in dictionary types of words. Now in this, if you go in X series, it is used for okay. Now let's talk about specifications. So where it is used, R series, it is used in financial services. When you want to deal with finance, you can use R series type. And Hadoop, which is generating big data. Okay, because we are dealing with high amount of data, so huge amount of data that cannot be solved using traditional database systems like relational tables, NoSQL. They all are considered as big data. Okay, and the tool which manages big data is Hadoop. Okay, so whenever you require the need of financial service or Hadoop, you can contact to R series type of instances. Then where X series will work, it will work on electronic design automations. Means any electronic design you're working on and you want to automate it, you can go with X series type of data. X series type of instances. And here, if you want to work with AWS Nitro system, Nitro means Nitro system is involved in CPU, high speed CPU, they provide high speed processing they provide. So as soon as the data is coming, you are storing it and then also you need to process it, right? So require that type of processing, you can contact to Z series. And Exxon type of systems, where fast series you Exxon processor you require, okay, up to 1.8 terabytes they provide of storage, okay, where you provide these services that you want to use AWS Nitro system, Exxon processor you want with 1.8 terabytes of storage, you can contact with Z series instances, right?
Wow. Okay.
Now
AWS.
so in R series, the CPU that is used is 2 to 96 units. RAM that will be used is 16 to 768 GB. And instance storage will be EBS instance storage only, and because huge amount of data is there, so NVEM SSD they will provide you. This is the storage type. Now when we talk about X1 or X1E instance, okay, they will provide you with CPU 4 to 128 units. RAM they will provide you of 122 to 3904 GB. See the change you can check here. Here it is just 768 and here it is directly raised to 3000. So in memory constraints also you can check. RAM, yeah, instant storage. They provide you SSD type of instant storage. Now in case of this, what was that? Z1D instance. Okay, in this type, the CPU will be 2 to 48, right? RAM will be 16 to 384 GB. Storage will be NVMe SSD. Okay, so these are the infrastructure knowledge about all the three series. Now the last thing, that is the use case. I'm not told the use case of this. So it is used in electronic design automation, and certain database.
But you said electronic design is for.
Yeah, this is also for similar. This was there also, and here also you can use.
Oh, okay.
Memory check, no, check the memory. It's just 384, and here it is 3000. Check the difference. With if data is more, we will go with this. If data is less, we will, and we want speed, we will go with this. With high per cost licensing cost. So in this what happens, because you're processing high amount of data. Therefore, they will ask for the license cost, because the data, every database has its license. Some are free, but some have license. So they will also provide you with the license when you want a license for the databases, which can store huge amount of data and process it with high speeds. So this much is clear to you?
Yep.
So this, let me check. See, this memory optimization, we have started the third type of EC2 instance. Okay. So when we want to process large data sets in the memory, we'll go with this type of EC2 instance. It has three types: R series, X series, Z series. In this R4, R5, R5A, R5AD, R5D will come. In X series, X1 and XE comes, Z1 comes. Okay, these all are the features we have discussed. These are the infrastructure knowledge we have discussed. Any doubt you have?
No, I just have to review the videos.
Yeah, see, actually it takes time to convert the video. That's why I'll be able to do it by the morning. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it will take time to upload, but I'll do it as soon as it gets converted. Okay.
Got it.
See now, see these. This is very much theoretical part. Okay, and theoretical classes you can't take for 3 hours. Okay, because so much knowledge you have. I know you can review the lectures, but studying while you are having a live sessions, so you have a capacity to ask questions. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just decide by today if you wanted 3 hours. I have no issue, but according to my experience, I was telling. But if you want, still we can continue with the 3 hours. Okay.
According.
Okay.
Mm,
Any
okay.
no doubts you have?
No, no. I mean, everything is clear.
Okay, then. Great day.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.